What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Conversation Corner. With me today, I have a gentleman who a lot of people know about him, but a lot of people don't know a whole lot about him. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, real quick?
Motherfucker.
And so I had to pull up on the brother Antonio, also known as Bars and Beats Entertainment, a legend in the
What's up?
space. Thank you for coming on here, man. How are
Dude,
you
thank you for
feeling?
having me, bro. I'm glad to be here. I'm excited. I'm feeling great right now. I'm great to be here, hat twins right now. We're twinning them,
Yeah,
pulling
I was
out the
about to
Swayze
say,
fits, you know?
we both like Shawty said out of the language. First
Bro,
step
step
up.
up. Dancer, step up. What other step
Uh,
up? Bro,
yeah,
yeah. We had to pull up, bro.
yeah, heck yeah. Yes,
Let's
sir.
go. Let's
But
go.
but you know, I feel like you have one of the most legendary just knowledges
Oh,
of the
Frank.
space of Christian hip hop that spans over so many years.
Dude.
Because I got into the space in 2021,
Yeah.
but you have been in this space way longer than that. So I
Dude.
want you to speak to how you got into Christian hip hop and
Oh.
what's it been like being in the Christian hip hop media space specifically.
Bro. Okay. All right, bet. Bro, I love your questions, bro. Okay. I've been in the space for about 5 years as media, and I've been listening to the space since I was in elementary school. So like I'm turning 20 this year. So I've been listening to the space what feels like my entire life. My mom like was heavy and still is heavy like into like Christian hip hop music. I'm the heaviest in it in my family. I like it's almost all I listen to.
Mm-hmm.
But my mom and my dad at the time put me on. Like some of my earliest memories are like listening to Lecrae's projects, 116 collabs, Tadashi, Dum Dum, freaking Trip Lee, Flame, like all those guys. And just like enjoying that music and listening to Marty and Social Club and dancing to them, bro. I had a huge dancing phase, and like
Oh
Christian,
my gosh, no
bro.
way.
Yes, bro. Like Christian rap was a soundtrack to that phase of mine, and I won't. I'm not like an arrogant person. I pray to God I'm not, but I wasn't a horrible dancer for my age. I would say I was pretty decent. I had some clout in school for in like at recess for dancing a little bit. That was as far as my career went. Um, but yeah, that was like the soundtrack to like my youth and like I guess I still count as a youth, but it's still the soundtrack to my life. But like being media in the space has been such a different experience than just being a consumer. Because it allows me to give to that younger version of me. So who I was then is who my audience is now. So I feel like that's like been a really, really beautiful switch. Also it's just been really, really cool to get to like conversate and create for the artists that I grew up listening to. Like I remember like listening to artists like Mikey J and listening to artists like a Batch or a A3 like earlier on in their careers, and now like getting to do things with them or even like for them like in small bits in small parts, or even just like getting to call them like an associate or like a friend has been really, really dope. It's like the kid in me is still freaking out about those things. um but like it has its ups and downs too. Like outside of the like dope interactions I've had with artists, there's also just been like crazy interactions on a lesser scale. But it's like it shows you both the good and the bad to the space. Whereas like being a consumer, it's only the good you're seeing. So that's been kind of hard, or that was hard. But yeah, I hope that answered your question, bro. I hope that wasn't just a huge yap session. But yeah,
Yeah, so not to get too like personal here, just keep it surface. Like when
for
do
sure.
you because you speak about this good and bad that exists in the space,
Yeah, yeah,
especially
yeah.
on like the CHH media side of it. When
Totally,
did you
bro.
start experiencing that part of it, and what
Ooh,
was really your first experience with it?
bro. Oh man. Okay. Oh dang. Um, I feel like I started experiencing it later in making content or like in media within the space. So like earlier on in like making videos and things like that, like in 2021 to 2020, maybe even 2023. Um, it was like, it was lax for the most part because I didn't really do much beside making videos. Like, I didn't really interact with artists because YouTube was kind of all I was doing, so I didn't have any other secondary social medias outside of that. So it was just me and the people I was making the videos to. Also, those videos, like, that content wasn't the best, so it wasn't like I was getting many eyes on my content at that time either. So it was just it was like a tiny pocket of the space that I had to myself, and just like the people who were supporting me, and I was supporting them, and that was about it. But then, like, come Twitter, and then like later IG, and then like loading up on there, getting to know people through there. I met, bro, some of my closest homies in the space, like Spiritual Lemonade, Kevin Ellis, frick, I'm losing names. The kid in Jordan, frick, I'm gonna be so upset that I'm forgetting people. Oh no, no. And all the other
No,
people that mean a lot to
no.
me. Josh, obviously, I met you through Instagram and all those things. So it's like there's so many people that like mean a lot to me. Worldwide Baby, Cohen, so many other people. I don't want to list everybody because that would be crazy. But through that, like through being able to be reached out to, is probably where I've had like some of the craziest interactions. And it's like, wow, that was a crazy glitch. But it's not anything like super super crazy. But there was like one artist that I made a story about, like how, sometimes we call Christian remixes that are really just parodies to songs, or at least that's the way I believe. And then they
Yeah.
like took the clip that I had saying that, and they put it in their music video, essentially using me as a hater, for about them or for them or towards them, when in reality I was just saying that for the whole space. But they inspired that, but it wasn't about them per se. And then there've just been a few artists that have reached out to me, just expecting me to do something for them or work for them, or just like saying I should post about their music, because they think they're talented. And though they can spit, though they have bars, it's like a little bit more like there's a lot that goes into producing things, and making content and pushing that out to people than just like uploading something. But yeah, other than that, other than people being a little bit prideful and like stuff like that, I haven't experienced much. Thank God. But
Good.
hopefully, that's pretty
Yeah.
chill for the rest of my life. But I have a feeling that won't always be the case. But yeah, I think I would say that's mainly been my interactions, the iffy interactions in the space.
Because your video content isn't just some like haphazardly put together content.
Appreciate you,
This
bro.
is well thought out. It's
Thank you,
well
bro.
shot. It's well directed. It has
Thank
crazy
you, dude.
visuals usually attached with it. And speaking to those crazy visuals, you're big into graphic design. When did that come into your life? How did you
Oh,
figure out that you were so good at this? Or were you not good at it and then you developed it over time?
bro. Okay, so Um, I've always I've always enjoyed making content and like posting videos, even if it wasn't like for CHH. Just like recording things and being expressing myself in ways that are visual has always been something I've been into. Where that was like recording videos on my aunt's phone, or recording videos on my mom's phone, my sister's phone, my phone, uh, at young ages, and then downloading apps like that would give me special effect type things that looked horrible, but at the time I thought it was crazy. Um, so like stuff like that was always fun to me. But I didn't really dive into it really until like around 2020 or 2019, when I started like actually using real software for edits and things of that sort. And then graphic design, more specifically, was really like post pandemic. So like 2021, um, my family and I were getting work done. They're getting work done on their house, and we were at a hotel for like a good amount of time in 2021. So there was just one time we were in the hotel room, and I was just watching videos on Photoshop, and I got a free trial for Photoshop and just tried stuff. And it was just really fun to me. It looked really cool. Um, I thought it was really dope that you could just like remove the background to something and just like put it anywhere. And over time, I just like dove deeper into that, with the bar stuff, because bars, uh, or rather, I started off as something different, and then it became Bars and Beats Entertainment, and then I just started doing thumbnails for that, and it got better over time. It was really really bad in the beginning, bro. was so bad.
Oh no.
It was so horrible. It's still up for those who want to know what it looks like. Like all my older videos have horrible thumbnails, and I'm not changing them for the reason of showing how things change over time. Um, but yeah, it just dove deeper into learning how to make images look more cohesive, and then experimenting after learning like how it works. So yeah, I hope that answered that question. But that's kind of like what really got me into it was watching tutorials on about Photoshop and the free trial I got. But yeah, that was pretty much it.
Yeah. They say that to get good at something, you have to invest like I think 10,000 hours or something
Yeah,
into
yeah.
it. How much time would you say you've invested into that craft?
Ugh. Oh, Fripp. Consecutively, bro? I don't know. I don't know. How many hours are in a year? I don't know. Oh man, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, even if it's not consecutively, like just
Yeah,
across, you feel like your life?
yeah. Across my life, bro, I would say up to this point, I'd say the majority of the last few years of my life have been dedicated to like growing to some capacity. Just trying to get better day by day, week by week, month by month. Um, and there was a time, like there was a stint of time I was trying to release a video a week and release a video every 2 weeks and things like that. Um, that I feel like allowed for me to get better and better at what I was doing and experiment with what I was trying out. So if I thought a video looked too simple, whereas I was uploading every week, um, the extra week allowed for me to add more to what I was doing, and thus make it more entertaining for everybody to enjoy, um, and enjoyable for me to look back at rather than just be like, burn it, burn it. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think I would say, I think I would say that's so it's been. I think like sitting with it, and just trying things that I think won't work, has made it easier, to do more of and get better at is just doing the things I want to do rather than just the things that I think people are going to want. Because if you're not enjoying what you're doing, I think it's going to be really, really trash for you to keep trying to pursue that thing. Um, so yeah, I think I would say that's been about a rough amount of time, or like an estimation of how long it's been, or what I've the hours I've had in.
Gotcha. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. You got to have a passion for what you like. If you don't,
for
it is
sure,
really rough like that.
definitely,
Now,
bro.
this name that you have, Bars
Ooh,
and Beats Entertainment,
oh,
what's the origin of this name? Like, obviously, it's Bars and Beats. I mean, it's
yeah, yeah,
straightforward. It's rap,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
But where do you get that name from? And
dude.
or what's the canon of that name?
Bro, I okay, so man. So there was originally um another name I had, but I just wasn't going to use that one anymore because of like uh personal reasons and like things of that sort. Um so like I was leaving that name and I was trying to transition into another name for the page. And that was kind of the name I landed on. I think it was like 16 or 15 at the time. So to me, it was just like something short and sweet and something that's very literal. And over time, it grew on me, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess this works. I was originally going to do beats and bars, um, and I think somebody had that, and then I was like, bars and beats, and I think now it just flows. It makes a lot more sense, bars and beats rather than beats and bars. Um, and then the entertainment part is obviously like what my mission has been for a long time is just to make entertaining videos that glorify God with excellence. Um, and so that's kind of where it all comes from. Is like what you were saying is just bars and beats is hip hop, and then entertainment is the aspect that I try to bring into that. And then the colors of everything being like white and blue is just because the space has so many platforms that go with black, red, or black and white, or black and some
Facts.
other color. So I wanted it to be like very different than everything else. Also blue is my favorite color, so I just wanted it to be like an
Heck yeah.
explanation, like I guess me on the thing, as well as it also being something the space doesn't have. Which I hope to God that's what Bars and Beats has become over time and will continue to be. But yeah, that's kind of like that's a rough explanation of the origins of what my 15-year-old to 16-year-old mind was thinking at the time. But yeah,
Yeah, and one of the things that always impresses me about the way you analyze bars and beats is like you'll pull out like some random video that or Instagram story or clip
Yeah,
from 5 or 4 years ago. For example, when you made that the
yeah, yeah,
buzzsaw
yeah.
analysis, that was crazy. Like I didn't even know that clip existed.
Dude, yeah. Dude, I that's like one of my favorite things to do with like content is before I was Bars and Beats, like I was just a fan. So like I bars is just my like it's my expression of the fanboy in me. So like I never want to act like anything more than a fan, and that's the way I try to present the content is like, yo, you guys think this is dope presently? This snippet was fire years ago, and now he's finally putting it out, and I just find like the thought processes of artists very interesting. No Big Deal is one of my favorite artists all time in CHH. So like to see that like he's so intentional about the way he creates that he waited almost 3 years to release a song, and then on top of that, it was still up to par enough to where he didn't even switch the bars. Like he's that consistent
Hmm.
as a rapper, as a writer, as an artist, as a creative. And I just really like highlighting stuff like that. It's just the idea that like there's so much that goes into what our favorite creatives make that like they can make something years ago and not revisit it until their most recent album. So that's like something I always love to do is just like point out how good the artists that we have are, um, and show why that is and prove it. That's just something I
Yeah.
love doing. Yeah, yeah,
And you put your own twist on it. And part
yeah,
of your own twist is your humor.
yeah.
You're one of the funniest dudes in this
Bro,
space,
dude,
bar
appreciate it.
none, pun intended.
Yo, let's
Uh,
go.
and
Let's talk to you.
and because
Bro,
I'm always curious like where people get their humor from. So where
dude.
did you get your sense of humor for how you
Oh,
do these things?
bro. Okay, so man, there's so many ways to answer that. I feel like I'll go with the most religious answer first. It comes from God, which is facts, right? I'm not me without him.
Facts.
But my family, bro, is just so freaking funny, bro. Like my mom is one of the funniest people I will ever meet in my entire life, bro. And I'm not even saying that like as glaze. Like my mom is just hilarious.
Yeah,
Like,
glazing your mom's crazy.
bro, no, that sounds wild. That's so funny. But nah, she's like, she's when she needs to be. Obviously, like most moms, like in public and stuff like that, like she carries herself extremely professionally. But it's like with her family, with me, with my sister, like she's just such a silly person. And likewise, like my aunt and my grandma and my grandpa, who's resting in heaven now, like we're all just like really like hilarious people. And just have really make really cheesy jokes, bro. Like if anybody ever says one of my jokes is cheesy, I know that's because of the family I come from. We're just like very silly people. And like even like my dad, like he was a very unique individual, but like he was silly too. So it's like just raising being raised around that like that environment of just like people who are naturally themselves and just like and humor is in their lives. Like it's not like a cherry on top. It's like who they are, and how they've always been.
Hmm.
That's just like I think bred how I am. And then on top of that, I just grew up watching hilarious cartoons and things of the sort. And I'm just like a really extreme person. So like I think I think humor is kind of like what helps me relate to normal people, to people who are a lot better than I am. I'll put it that way. I should be more normal, but I'm not. So it helps me like be a little more normal to other people as well. And also like the less happy answer is like there've been a lot of crazy things in my life, and just being happy and like leaning on being silly has just helped me get through all of that. So I think it's a mix of all those things, and it's just how I got to the weird commenter that many people know today. That's that's essentially how I landed here. But yeah.
And man, Antonio, we love you because of that. And
Love you too, man.
we've been missing you a lot. We've been missing you a lot more
Dude.
recently. We've noticed that you haven't been as active. Could you
Yeah,
speak to
bro.
that a little bit? Like what's been up with the
Oof.
inactivity recently?
Dude. So I'm so glad you asked because this gets to be an answer that anybody can watch at any time. My devices, like everything that I've been using to make videos for since I started, has just not been working. So
Oh no.
the software, the hardware, like all of it is just like incapable of doing everything it had done before. Um, oh freak,
He cut out. That's crazy. He's talking about the incapability of his equipment and he cut out. That's wild.
bro,
That's
that
absolutely
was
wild. I can't
that
believe this
was
just happened.
perfect timing.
That was way too on brand. That's
That
incredible.
was
Oh my
perfect
gosh.
timing. That proves my point. For those who don't know, I just completely cut out my Wi-Fi disconnected from this device. That I was just ranting
That
about.
was wild. I
It's
think you
mad
did that
at
on
me,
purpose.
dude. I wish I did. I wish I did. My device was angry.
Oh my gosh. No. Dude, no. No way. No way. It just happened again. Oh no. This is hilarious. Man, if you're so far into this video right now, we're just waiting for Mr. Antonio, Mr. Barsandbeatsent to rejoin up here. But how have you guys been enjoying the videos so far? What's been your favorite
Dude.
moment? Bro, that's crazy. That's crazy,
Again,
cuz.
bro, literally. So that's. I hope that all of this answers that question. Is I would make more and I would be back if I was able to, but I'm just not. And I don't like. We're working on ways to try and get some stuff to go back to getting there. But yeah, I just haven't been able to. So I've been trying to chat and communicate with everybody I can through means outside of content. Or at least the content I would usually do. So like stories or just like silly rants on my stories. And even like bro, opportunities that you've allowed like this and like getting on live streams have just kind of been my way of just like staying locked in with everybody. It's just like though I can't put out videos, my friends can put out videos and I can just be on videos with my friends and talk to them and thus talk to the people that care about the brand and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
These rants are legendary, by the way. Like,
dude,
I love your rants. What's been
bro.
your what's been your favorite rant that you've gone on recently?
Oh man. Um, dude, there's so many. I can't think of much because most of my rants start off as a random idea and then I just go on about it. One of my favorites I think is the one that was the one that the person used in their video. It was just the one about like uh Christians and Christian remixes. I also loved one just talking about like people not having enough faith in God. That one's a little bit deeper, but also just the one about birthdays, how they should technically be the hour you were born to the hour of the next
Dude, that
day.
was wild.
That's I like that one too. But yeah, I think those are my favorites. Those are my favorites. I just love people seeing how weird my thoughts can really get, and that's the best way of showing it is just randomly talking about everything
Heck
that's on my
yeah.
mind. Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Man, brother, this conversation's been awesome.
Dude, for real,
Uh,
yeah,
I,
for sure. For sure, for sure.
yeah, and I wanted to give you your platform right now. Is there anything that you got coming up, or anything that
Oof.
you want to tell the audience about?
Dude, oh man. Uh First, Jesus loves you if you don't know that already. Secondly, I would say I might have some music coming out later this year. I don't know for sure.
Ooh, that bars and beats is
Bro,
dropping bars and beats.
that's so funny. Bro, I mean, unless I post about it, you guys won't know it's me. That's the goal at least. Um I probably will promote it just for people to hear it. But it's not gonna be rap. It's not gonna be like hip hop. It's like a lot of singing stuff is my goal for the music. I just not because I wouldn't want to. Just rapping isn't necessarily my expression. I do like poetry and things of that sort, but it's just not my natural expression for music. Um, but so yeah, that and I have a pretty cool Spotify playlist that you guys can check out called a subgenre like no other. Um, and I try to put all my favorite artists on there and up and coming artists that I think are going to be something huge. It's really a melting pot of the space. So there's established artists on there, and then there's artists on the come up that may not sound the best right now, but I'm putting them on there because I think they
Yeah.
will eventually. So yeah, those would be the little things I would little snippets I'd put in there.
By the way, don't let Antonio be too humble on
Oh
this
shoot!
conversation,
Oh
real quick.
frick!
This man is one of the best sounding singers I've heard
Oh
personally.
frick!
You have to understand,
Oh shoot!
this was like a Clark Kent and Superman situation for me. I remember,
Oh,
like, for this whole entire time, I've been thinking, like, yo, Bars and Beats, obviously he's funny. Obviously he's
yeah,
very entertaining.
dude,
Obviously the content he makes is fire. But
yeah,
then he sends me the snippet one day, and it's one of the craziest sounding vocal runs I
bro,
ever heard in my life.
dude, that's
And
so
then I
funny.
find out, comes to find out, this man is Superman. This man is an
That's
artist.
crazy, bro. Oh
This
man,
man also writes. So
bro,
like,
yeah,
because that's another thing too to add on. You're also
yeah, bro,
doing writing for a
yeah,
bunch
yeah,
of
yeah,
people right now.
bro,
And so
trying
like,
to.
what made you get into writing? How did
Ooh,
you connect with people in that way?
dude. So the only thing that I love uh a lot more than making videos and content is making music or writing music. Like the way that I process is through like writing. Like, bro, I'd have like a crush on a girl, bro, and I know she's not reciprocating feelings. And I'd get heartbroken and write poetry, bro. Like straight poetry, bro. And it'd be like one of the sappiest things you may have read in your life. And I just write it anyway. So writing is something I've done for a really long time, and I wasn't really good until recently, like a year or two ago. Um, so I would just, because of like the bars platform, I would just meet artists, and then begin getting cool with them. Kid and Jordan being one of those people. We met through Yoshi, or Josiah, as some of y'all know him. And we just started like developing as homies and friends. And one day he like sent a snippet in like this group chat that we're in, and I was like, bro, I gotta write something to this beat. And so I just wrote something, recorded it with the USB, sent it in the group chat, and he liked what I wrote so much that he re-recorded it with his vocals and put it out on Hitmaker 2.
Wow.
Yeah, so and then through Caden, like me and 2V have like we've been like chatting about maybe like writing on something, or like I've maybe like given him directions towards maybe writing something a certain way. Um, but for the most part, 2V is solid on his own. So I haven't even like touched anything that he has out now. Like he's holding his own, and Caden's been holding his own for a long time as well. And my hand wasn't on anything that he's put out like, until like Hitmaker 2. Um, so yeah, it's just been really cool to get to know them as people, and help them explain what they're feeling through words. And they've helped me better explain what I've been trying to put out through words and all those things, bro. They're just great people. And prayerfully, that will be the thing I do. If I don't get back into content for even longer, hopefully you guys will hear from me through other people's music, and things that I write.
Heck yeah.
So that's the goal, bro. That's kind of how it all happened and has happened recently. But yeah, that's been one of the recent things I've been into or hoping to get into.
Man, brother, this has been an awesome chat, and I just want to
Yeah,
thank you
bro.
for coming on and spending your time
Totally,
here with me tonight.
totally, dude, for sure.
Man, please go check Barson Beats out. Please go follow him if you have not followed him. Um, please, he'll probably reply with a crazy comment. But please
Yeah,
please reply down in the comment section down
totally,
below. Who does Antonio look most like?
bro. That
Uh,
part. That
and why
part,
is
bro.
it John Keith's brother? It's not John
No,
Keith even. It's John Keith's
it's
brother
John Keith's brother,
specifically.
bro. And he has four. He has three. So I don't know which one. You guys have to let me know which one he has. Which one I look like.
It's the only one I think I've seen. I saw him at like Holy Smoke.
Oh,
But yeah,
Shua?
but no, that's it. Yes,
Bro.
probably.
Low key? I guess I do kind of look like Shu. I'm not gonna lie. That maybe I'm like yapping.
Yeah, but run that up in the
Who
comment
knows?
section
Yeah.
below. Who does Bars and Beats look like, man? Thank you
Please.
guys. We'll see you
Yeah.
later.
Dude.